Bitcoin's about to crash. I don't want to alarm any of you guys, but we are looking at a coming market correction. As the Fed changes interest rates and we go through this period of potentially lowering interest rates, which are already factored into the markets, things become a little bit more comfortable. And now we've seen over the past 12 months, and I'm sorry, we're not really doing an intro to this video, we're getting straight into it. We've seen over the past 12 months that Bitcoin's been growing in price and also in just like consumer sentiment because it's creating this like stability or this like, you know, what DeFi truly is, where it's a non-regulated kind of, well, even though it's kind of becoming regulated, but it's this like asset that isn't going to depreciate. You can't print more Bitcoin, right? It's like a fixed asset where you can print more dollars, it deflates the dollar's value, all those things. And you're seeing more consumer sentiment, you're seeing more adoption, you're seeing more commercial adoption, you're seeing these Bitcoin ETFs, you're seeing Cathie Wood say it's going to be over $1 million. You know, you see all these things that are happening, but we're at this point where the rest of the economy is starting to correct in more of a positive way, which we knew this was happening, right? And we're going to hit that inflection point where the economy is coming back up and Bitcoin is going to adjust and they're going to have this inflection point. Now, I want to say this as somebody that's bullish on Bitcoin long term. I don't want to like fear monger here. I do think Bitcoin truly will long term hit a price that means everyone should have some level of exposure to Bitcoin. But I just think in the short term, because so many people trade Bitcoin or don't necessarily dollar cost average into it, people should be aware that we are coming to some level of inflection point. Even just in the last week, week and a half, you know, and depending on when this video is going up, it might have been a month. So it might be in the last month. I'm usually good about posting a video within a week and a half, but if you look at Bitcoin's charting, it went from like 59 to 65, back down to 60. We've seen this happen a couple times. Now that might not seem like a bunch of volatility, but for the folks that are kind of in and out and not dollar cost averaging, that can be pretty substantial. When you talk about like that being a, you know, almost 10% swing in a very short period of time with an asset class that's supposed to be kind of, you know, like almost like, you know, shaving off the top curves and shaving off the bottom curves as we're trying to get this more like conical and concise growth pattern with Bitcoin. These top fluctuations, especially when you think about the commercial buy-in with it, really aren't good. They could cause something more that's like more substantial in a drop. If a commercial asset or an organization or a company feels like there's too much volatility or risk, they might pull out of it, which would cause a bigger drop in price. Now, what do I mean? A crash that's going to go down to $10,000? Absolutely not. But we are going to start seeing some movement down. It's a great buying opportunity for those of you that are bullish on it long term like myself. I will be buying through the dip. But as we see the more security, especially with the coming election and the coming election, right, which is obviously going to play at a time, we've seen some, you know, asymptotic level on Bitcoin and some stability. We're going to see it drop a little bit. We're already seeing increased volatility. The numbers don't lie. The math doesn't lie. There's just a higher chance right now that we're going to go into a more volatile period. People are going to see the volatility, and we're going to see tax loss harvesting for all the short-term people that have experienced the volatility towards the end of the year, which a lot of people don't really think about when they're thinking about crypto, because it's just looked at a little bit differently as an asset class and how people tax loss harvest. It's a lot easier to do so, and blah, 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 blah. But we're going to see some tax loss harvesting now that there are ETFs that follow this and track this, and there's a lot of tax complexity there. But the short answer of the video, and I don't want to draw this video too long, Bitcoin is going to crash a little bit. It's not going to be this like massive crash, but we are going to see devaluing of Bitcoin. I'd be very surprised if that doesn't track. You know, I think that basically every large, you know, crypto trading organization or reporting organization that looks at crypto as an asset class, including some of the large ETFs, are actually predicting that Bitcoin is going to have a bit of a drop. Even some of the largest holders of Bitcoin are actually saying that, but more so saying that and being public about it because they want to buy into it. So they're trying to create this level of like security around their base that holds, you know, together the ETF, just that people understand that they're still bullish on it, but they're being very forward on it. And that forward notion and the fact that every analyst is coming to the same conclusion leads us to believe that this is a very high likelihood that this is going to happen. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you learned something here. I'm going to try to be a little bit more up to date with some of this stuff, you know, on the future with the channel. Most of the channel is entrepreneurship level stuff, but I want to start getting market exposure onto the channel because it's something that I'm passionate about and I look at every single day of the week, 7 days a week. So hopefully you enjoyed the videos. See you guys in the next one.